Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. One of the watches that people ask me the most about is the Tudor Black Bay 58. There are many valid questions, one of which, when you compare it here with the Rolex, is whether it is a junior kind of watch or whether it has a real place in a collection with more expensive watches, namely watches from the big sister brand. Just when you look at the website, the Rolex website is very grandiose, very serious. They don't mess about with faux patina or faux rivets. Everything is just top edge of the technology, straight, very straight colors. Even the very playful Mil Gauss plays by the book. While Tudor, they're more free to do a bit more playful things. The website is much more simple. Talks about customizing your watch with straps. And the Tudor Black Bay 58 here stands out in the watch box in terms of colors because of the faux patina, the gilt colors. Although, to be fair, the on the dial it would be similar to what Rolex was doing in 1958. But they extended that color to the bezel, and also the dial has this faded look, so it clashes a bit actually with the very straight colors, even with the colors of the Tudor GMT here. Another amazing watch. So in that regard, it looks a bit junior. However, when you put it into context, and last weekend I went to the beach with the kids, it's such a perfect watch that I can never get tired of looking at. I love looking at this beautiful bezel, the lovely case. The proportions are amazing, including that the big crown, the famous big crown. Back in the late 50s, Rolex had a small crown model and a big crown model, and the red triangle also reminder of that lineage. Yes, they use the faux rivets, but the look is exactly what you would have had back then. And what brings it to the next level is that it has its own manufacture movement. It is the main reason why this watch is not a junior watch. It has a role in any collection as that modern vintage done right. It is just perfectly done with a great thin profile, excellently manufactured clasp that goes great with the bracelet. You can see I'm putting a lot of wear into this watch. Almost looks like a vintage piece already. And when I wear it, I think about those pictures of those actors and sports men wearing their Rolex back then, which would have looked a lot like this. You can't help smiling and staring at this watch. I love to look at it also back home under artificial light, how the hands will stand out. And I mean, just look at this. Does it get any more beautiful than this? With a great sapphire crystal. Really, they've done it to perfection here. But it's a watch you don't want to baby. It's a watch you really want to put through its paces, go in the water, play sports with it. I wear it around my kids, and you know how kids are. And while I ask them not to touch too much the serious Rolex, I use this watch as the experimental watch. I teach my son how to use a dive bezel. I explain to him what it is, what it means, what the watch is called. It fills that modern vintage slot in a collection. If you don't want to go the vintage route, it's very expensive, and it's a bit of a minefield. You have to be very careful, and the watches have usually lost their purpose. They're beautiful watches, but in the vintage genre, you have to be careful a bit going into the water with them. Although some people still use them for the tool watch that they are. So that's why the Tudor just fills that void and goes where Rolex cannot go back anymore. They've grown. The watches are bigger. They are much more refined. So it's a great compliment. I hope this was interesting to you. Let me know if you have any questions about the Black Bay 58. Definitely a keeper and a great addition to any collection at any price point. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.